Okay guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a common problem that's on the E61s here and a lot of other countries as well that have the E61. It is a common problem on them. I know for a fact here, because we get a lot of rain in this country, this can cause a hell of a lot of problems. And the most common problem of this is the modules messing up now. If you do know about the E60s, E61s, before 2006, like my one, I had the micro power module in the boot, all of them from 53 all the way up to 2000, and I think it was 55. Near 06, they were the micro power module in the boot. They also had a load of other modules, the parking sensor module. Now, the boots on these are prone to getting water in them, and when they get water in them, they end up damaging all the modules. Now, if that micro power module goes, it would disable all your iDrive and everything inside the car. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you today is how to relocate them into a safe place where if water gets in the boot, it will not damage any of your modules. And this is the easiest way of doing it, and to avoid them ever getting damaged or having to fork out for expensive repairs for these modules, as they are still expensive. Even in 2019, the micro power module is very, very expensive, and it is a common problem that goes. So let's crack on, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So as you can see, guys, we're now in the car, and then the first thing you're going to want to do is open up this hatch in the back of your E61, or if you've got an E60 you don't have to do that. You'll just lift up the back in and you'll be able to get to it. And then also, now to get this out, a lot of people don't know how to get this tray out of here. It's quite simple. You just release these tabs at the top here and they pull out. They're like rivet clips, and if you can see them right at the back here and over there, there's two of them. Then the whole carpet comes out. It disconnects from here, the back here, it gets connected down. Now that holds this panel down, so all you need to do is get a screwdriver and do it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get a screwdriver. I'm back once I do that. So as you can see, you just pull them up like that, and then you just pull them out, and they do come out. Now I know this because, as I told you, I've had an E61 before, and I've had to do this to get to the Bluetooth module. So it is quite simple, and these E61s ain't too hard to work on. They're actually quite easy. It's just, you've got to know where everything is on them to remove them. So as you see there, they're out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the camera up, because obviously you're going to want to see when I take it out, and then as you see it comes out like that. So once you do that, the carpet will just come out. Sorry about the light. Then you just want to put that to the side. Now as you can see there, this is the battery cable I was on about. People have been saying this has been changed. This is the white one, it's not the black one. This is what it's meant to be. As you can see, all the grease around it, this one has been changed. So now the next thing you're going to want to do is, obviously this has a spare wheel. You need to get the spare wheel out of here. Now the wheel brace wasn't meant to be in this car. It just come, I think the last person left it here. This is a hook. Obviously all you want to do is just release the bolt on the spare wheel as such, and just take it out. And you want to make sure you remember the diagram this goes back in, because otherwise it will be a, let's just say, a nightmare to get back in otherwise. So you just do that, and you just take out all the jack, and then you need to get the spare wheel out. So to get the spare wheel out, it should come out pretty easy. It's only a small one, as you can see there, and you can just place that in the car. You don't want to move it too far away, because you're going to need to put it back in. Now this is the part where the module's like. Now if you can see all the cobwebs in there and everything from where rainwater has got in. So now what you're going to want to do is lift this up there, and as you can see, there's all the relays there, and the height level control sensor, parking sensors, all the relays. The relays there will be for the air control pump and everything. Now what you do, you just want to lift them all out like this. So they are stuck down, but BMW tended to leave them there like that. I don't. What you do, you just come around here to them. I think you're already catching on to what I'm going to do. And then what you do is you then your 10mm socket and remove this panel here and here, these two bolts right here, and then you'll lift this up, put these under so the wire tucks underneath there. So then in the end you have it all running into here, all the modules running under here and into here, away from the battery area.
So what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove all these, and then I'm going to show you how to reroute them. So as you can see, guys, I know most of you are going to recognise this. Yes, I do have the same tool as Nathan with the wobble extension bar, and obviously, as you can see, straight off. And the same for this one, straight off as well. Now as you can see, they are plastic, so you have to be very careful with them, because they do like to come off their thing. They are plastic, so this is the problem. They will come off like that. So once you got them off, you want to put them to the side. Then you want to maintain removing everything, the plastics out of here, which are this right here, which is the whole box panel. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this. So I need to lift it up and take it out, and then we'll back once I get it fully out. So as you'll see now, guys, the module relocation has been done, and obviously that is the way you're going to want to do it. I'm moving them to this tray here on the E61 and leave them up here. Now the parking sensor module is a bit tight as the wires are a bit thin, but so don't try and pull that one. But these that have long enough wire to come to here, and this is where you want to put them. You can take this tray out and leave them hanging in the bottom there, but it just looks more untidier. As I say, putting the boot back to reversal of how we removed it was just them 2 clips at the back there. But apart from that, this is quite a straightforward, easy relocation of the modules. BMW put them in the boot. I think that was the most stupidest thing they ever done on these cars. They should never have done that, but they did. And it's obviously down to you to use your brain to relocate them. So obviously, as they gave a long enough wire, you can just relocate them up here, which has been seen. Now they're at the way of the boot on any kind of water ingress. I will say as well, the battery area which is there, that area likes to get water inside there as well, and you need to pull the hose plugs out to let the water drain. But all in all, as I say, the relocation is quite straightforward. I mean, if you want to save your micropower module and you ain't had the water damage yet, I would advise doing it now, because you will end up with that problem. It is a common problem, and the water will end up going into your boot well. It just happens on these E61s. Nobody knows why. It wasn't sorted in 2007. That's why they put this micropower module built into the car somewhere. It was never in the boot after that, because they had enough of putting it like that, because it kept going. So as you can see there, that's the relocation done. Everything else on the car's back together. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to shut it all up and obviously get it out of the garage, and then I'll be back to let you know if everything was fine with all the electrics and nothing's been chafed or cut while moving it all around.
Okay guys, so as you've seen, that's the job complete on the E61. Everything's fully working. I've just got back from it. I just test drove it, making sure no lights, nothing was chafed, no engine management light, no parking sensor light was coming on, and no, there wasn't. So everything is perfect. The relocation went perfectly. I do advise, if you're looking to purchase an E61, obviously you'll see my what to look for. I didn't put that in the what to look for when buying an E61, but that is one of the very most common problems on these cars. Water gets in the boot, and a lot of sellers, people that sell these, don't even realise there's water in it themselves. They sell it, and then there's water in it, and then they wonder what the hell's gone on, or they sell it not knowing what the electrical cause was. The problem is, and usually it's that micropower module that locks you out of everything, and everything stops working because it controls the whole electrics of the car. So like I say, when it comes to buying an E61 or an E60, if it's under 06, if it's got that module in the boot, relocate that immediately, because I know even the normal 60 suffer with this, with water getting in the boot. My friend had an E60, he had the same problem, and all his modules were flooded, and the car was completely fried, and it was worth nothing. The amount you're going to spend on the modules, you can go and buy yourself a new car. Well, we're talking about 10 years ago. Now you can get them cheap, but it's still not worth it, because they're still not that cheap. I think the micropower was still about £150, or £200 maybe. It's not worth the added expense. Just relocate them the moment you buy an E61 or an E60, as I say. And obviously, as I told you before, check the battery area as well. If there's water there, water passes through under and goes into the boot area where the modules are. Then it carries on. What usually happens is water starts in that battery area, and it just keeps building up till it passes into the module area. So you need to be sure and check everywhere there's no water in the boot of these cars. I checked when I bought this one, there was no water, but I've moved them just to be on the safe side. We don't want no problems, so the easiest thing to do is not to have the problems and to relocate them. I'm also going to give you an update on the E61 while we're here. We are going to be doing the all level sensor on the car, but let me assure you, after buying this car, we thought it was the PCV, it was driving fine, it was the valve cover. It's ended up being, it's not none of them. The job now requires, I think the valve stem seals are shot on the car, and so therefore we're going to be doing the job of the valve stem seals on this car. I'm going to be tackling and doing it. I'm going to be doing a video about it. Obviously, it's a big job, as you guys know. We're going to be checking if it's the exhaust side or the intake side, but I think I'm just going to be doing both anyway, intake and exhaust side. I'm not going to mess about with just doing one side, not the other. But as you know, that's the whole top of the engine coming out. All the cams, all the Valvetronic springs, the lot. Obviously, I've got the Valvetronic spring release on order. I'm just waiting for it to come, and then I'm going to be probably cracking on with that, but I need to be sure first. But as always, I keep recommending the Forte Seal Conditioner. I've got 2 of them coming as we speak now, because this is a good chance actually to show you guys, I keep recommending it, how much it works. So I've got 2 of them coming, and I'm going to be using that on this car. Now, I will probably be doing another video showing you about the blue smoke on high acceleration, and when it's sitting there idle and then I rev it and it gives blue smoke. It could also be piston rings, but who knows. But Forte Seal Conditioner, it reconditions all of the seals, not just one of them. I don't publicize things about certain products if I don't believe it won't work, and this is the true fact. This product does work, and I'm ordered it. Should be here in the next few days. When it does come, what I'll do is we will pull it in the car, and I will show you, like I say, the blue smoke firsthand, so you believe me. And before anyone starts commenting, is it a CCV? It could be a failed one. It is not a failed CCV. I can assure you of that. The CCV is fine. The oil separator is working perfectly normal. It is nothing to do with that. I believe the cause of this was because the old people that had it before drove around with the blown CCV. It couldn't pull enough oil, in turn flooding the engine and messing up the seals, the valve stem seals. It happens. People don't understand these cars, and that's what happens. Luckily, my E60, I got, and I've saved its life. But then saying that, after research, I found out that these engines, the M52, B25, B23, they suffered with the valve stem seal problem. My engine doesn't suffer with that. The M52 B30, it's a more powerful engine. It don't get the time to do it. But we will show you how the blue smoke is and how it clears up with the Forte Seal Conditioner. Obviously, we're going to be reviewing it, and not only reviewing it, we're going to be watching it and monitoring it. And every video, I'm going to show you it clearing up, because obviously it wouldn't be worth me just to pull it in and then show you that the blue smoke ain't cleared. So as we go on with videos, I'm showing you clearing, because it doesn't just work after the first minute you pull it in. You need to let it work its way around the engine and seal all the seals. And if one's even more worse, say some gasket's leaking, well then it's going to attack that first before the valve stem seal. So that's why you have to just work it out before just taking everything. You have to let it work itself around the engine. So guys, that'll be it for today. You've seen me relocate the modules. I've told you about the next problem on the E61 we're going to be doing. There is going to be a video for that to come if the Forte Seal Conditioner don't work, but I know 95% that should work. So fingers crossed, we might not have to do that. But if we do, that'll be a good video for you guys to watch. Obviously it's a massive job, but we're going to be doing it with the air hose, putting it in the cylinders and blowing the valve stem seals up, so then that way we can get to the seals out of there. We won't be taking the head off the engine, no way in hell. That's too much of a job, and I don't have the time to be doing that kind of job here. So like I say, that's it for today, guys. This is BMW Dr. Dean here. Goodbye.